Hey, Visha. Oh, my goodness. You guys come on in. Listen, y'all. What a day. What a day. That's all I can say. What a day. I had to literally come outside to just. I don't know if y'all ever had something so unexpected happen that, it just knocks the wind out of your chest. Hey, Mrs. Edna. Anybody ever had something that you were not expecting literally just hit you where I just literally had to come outside. I had to come outside. I wanted to give you guys an update because this is the first update that I have on the housing thing. And I will say before I give this update, it makes sense why God has had me resting. It makes sense why God has had me resting as much as he has been. Um so update. The housing thing was going really smoothly. I got a call today actually from my banker who the mortgage is through. And I guess this is a part of having faith, it's dealing with the unexpected, dealing with being blindsided and still I don't find it to be strange that I have on a shirt that says walk by faith today. It was the shirt that I felt led to put on today, or the hoodie rather. But the housing process has been going pretty, smoothly. It's been going pretty smoothly. Today I got a call from the banker and I'm waiting on them to do the appraisal because I've already paid for it. They've ordered it. And the banker's we ran into an issue in your tax return and it probably honestly was a mistake on my end from doing my own taxes. And she's like, it doesn't look like, we may be able to go through with your loan. And so at that point, I'm just I make the money. You see, you have everything. I make the money. She's like, oh, I know you make the money, but we have to go by the tax returns. And so, a little hiccup in the road. And so she's giving me all, I'm like, this has to happen because my lease ends in 3 weeks. Like it ain't well, not 3 weeks. It ends in a month. This has to work. So I guess she knew I'm not surrendering. Um Long story short, she's like, well, at this point, if it's just you on this application, we cannot go forward with the loan. I have some other options. The interest rate may be a little bit higher, she said, but if you know someone that's willing to co-sign, she's like, if you know someone that, that can co-sign with you, we can try that because I just need the extra income. And so I had to call my mother. And right now I'm waiting. The application for my mom is through. And I'm literally waiting on the bank to tell me if they can, go forth. I don't have any words, y'all. Um, it's been a process. It has been a journey, to say the least. I had been fasting today. God says to share that. I typically don't share when I fast. And I had literally broke the fast. God told me break the fast now. And literally, as I'm eating my food, I get that news. And when I say I still have a plate full of food that I just could not eat, I was just like, I can't eat. I cannot eat. Yes, I do remember for my car and my mother had to co-sign. And I'm just like, God, I don't want my mom's credit to affect my credit. I have so many concerns and I'm just being transparent. It's kind of that's faith. You feel like things are going smoothly and sometimes the enemy will ruffle or try to rock the boat a little bit. And so it's I'm in one of those places where, it was very unexpected. I have no choice but to do what I can do and wait on God to just do the rest. I'm still trying to recover and recuperate from it, but that is it. And the first thing that I thought when that happened, I'm like, Lord, the devil is big mad. Like, he is like really, really mad. Like, he is beyond like mad. Like, he's big mad, you know? I'm like, what are the odds? I've never messed up on my taxes, but it was such a mess up. I'm like, I don't even know how I did that. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, God, you have to do this thing now. And I think that, how we act in moments like this, dictates whether or not, you get what God has for you. A lot of people bow at the first sign of like opposition. A lot of people like bow. They wholeheartedly, they bow. A lot of people bow at the first sign of opposition. But it's one of those things where not only like when things happen, you have to be receptive, because I didn't want to ask my mom to co-sign. I absolutely did not want to. And so it was one of those things where I had to be open to doing what God needed me to do. And I had to be willing to say, I'm not gonna surrender. And I think that that's the greatest testing of your faith. Is like when you right at the finish line, like where you just know, like, this is mine. Like when you're right there at the finish line and something happens, like, that's what really dictates like whether or not you believe that God is going to do it or not. And so, it becomes like a fight or flight like response. And a lot of people, have that flight response. They give up. Even now God is reminding me, like, coming out of like my wilderness. When I like came out of my wilderness, like, you guys know the story. I applied for the apartment I knew was mine, and I got denied, and I was gonna give up. And God taught me then and there, you fight for what I say is yours. And so he gave me a strategy: go to the apartment complex, and not even 5 minutes into the apartment complex, the manager comes out and she's like, it's yours. And so it's like, you know, this journey has taught me that, like, no matter what happens, no matter what unforeseen things happen, whatever God says is yours is yours. And so it's like, in that moment, like today, I had to like just really like get to the point where I had to understand, God, this is mine. Ain't no going back. Like, you have to like do this for me. Like, you absolutely have to do this. Like, that information from my mom, it has to work. And I have to just, pray that, there's favor, that the interest rate will not be high. And so that's just kind of, been like where my mindset is now that I'm coming down off the high. It's like, okay, I feel the adrenaline because that was unexpected. It kind of hit me where I didn't expect it to hit me like that. Um, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like all I can do is all I can do. And that's the same for all of you guys. All you can do is what you can do. The devil's going to attack. He's going to come. He's going to try to rock the boat every single time. In fact, the closer and closer you get to what God has for you, like, if the devil not attacking you, like, you really got to stop and ask yourself, like, is this really God? Like, you have to expect opposition, because it's like in moments where like you've overcome so much and you get to that point where God says, boom, it's yours. It's like when you get to that point, it's like, how could he not attack? He's counting on us being so worn down that we give up, which is what most people do. It's what most people do. Yeah, I was kind of shaking filling out that application for my mom. I had to call her first and ask her. She like, yeah, you can use mine. And I legitimately just had to go from there. And so that's kind of where I am. I'm not sure what information they gonna need from her. But like right now, that is the update. I'm waiting to hear if they'll use her stuff. And from there, all I can do is literally all I can do. And so I just ask that you guys keep me uplifted. I'm probably about to just take me a walk to clear my head, and hear from God. And that's it. The devil gets mad when you get to the place of victory. He gets mad. He gets mad. And so yeah, Tavisha, and I believe God used the car thing to show my mom, like, like by her co-signing, like, I was never late on that Audi. Like, she never had to give me anything to pay on the note. And so I think that she understands, like, I'm not gonna put her in a position where it affects her credit. And so that's just where I am. That's just where I am. And so that is it for now, you guys. I gotta really get off of here to clear my mind, but I know God wanted me to do this broadcast. And so, till next time.